Hi, I'm Daddy G.
And I'm Tommy G.
And today we're making teriyaki.
Yeah.
It's going to be good, Aussie style.
Yep.
Okay, so the most important thing about going teriyaki is the ingredients of the marinade. So we're going to go through that step by step. Do not buy teriyaki sauce or marinade from shops because it's just so different. It's such a different dimension to what you can make at home. Okay? Now I only have one thing about this that I have to apologize in advance. I can't cop cooking sake. I need to get the proper drinking sake and use that in this marinade. Apart from that, all good. We need equal parts of sake. So I'm going for half a cup. It just doesn't matter as long as they're equal. The big thing you need to make this marinade is your sense of smell, because you'll smell when it's on the money. Half cup sake, half cup soy sauce, and half a cup of mirin. Now, if you look at the ingredients on mirin, it's glucose syrup and fructose syrup are the first two ingredients. So when people tell you need to add sugar after this, tell them to go get nicked. You don't want to be a diabetic by the time you're 20. I'm sorry for the purists, but a bloody good slug of sesame oil goes a treat. I'm not talking about micro drops here, man. I'm talking about probably a tablespoonful. And now what we've got to do is sort these puppies. Grate some ginger, chop some garlic, chop some chili. I know chili is not traditionally in teriyaki, but trust me, it's the bomb. Alrighty! So now we're chucking in our chopped up ginger, about a tablespoonful, but check this out. Oh mate, so full of flavour and juice, it's beautiful. About the same amount of chopped garlic, and I'm sorry in advance, but I can't help adding chili. And so, when you whack your schnoz in this puppy, you should get an amazing combination of salty, sweet, spicy earthiness. And that's what we're after. So, you know when your marinade is good when it smells on the money. Okay? Okay, so the origins of this dish sadly do not start off in Kyoto. The first episode was in 1966, and my mum made us this very westernized version of sukiyaki, which is a Japanese dish, but hers was quite different, and it had these not julienne, but fingers of different vegetables and strips of beef, and it was all stirred through in an electric fry pan, not even a wok. But it was absolutely freaking delicious. And then move forward to 1976 in Byron Bay. Every weekend they had a market, and there at that market was one guy that did teriyaki steak burgers. And they were just these wafer thin slices of teriyaki beef slammed between two sides of a long roll. And oh my God, that was so good. Regardless of how much THC or psilocybin you may have had in your bloodstream, they were incredible. So there's the two origins of this particular bunch of feeds. We're going to do the teriyaki beef, teriyaki tofu using firm tofu, and teriyaki veggies because I have a vegetarian daughter and I always have to make meals where you can chuck the meat in or out. Okay, with our firm or hard tofu, whoa, shit a brick. I didn't mean to do that, peeps. We chuck the excess water in the sink, actually, not in the bench. And pop this puppy out of there. and we bung that in the freezer. Okay, so typically for big gatherings of families and friends, I would buy a whole eye fillet, a budget one, but because we're exceptionally broke, there was a bowl of blade roast at $15 a kilo, and I went cha-ching. So I think if we treat it right, it's going to actually work. So first, I just want to take off the fat cap and sinew layer underneath. And if you look here, you can see this is the cross grain cut that we want, but there's this huge connective tissue layer. So all we're going to do is just very gently, with our samurai sword knife, slice down along that. Yeah. Okay, so that's starting to look a bit more pristine. Now we just need to lose this sinew layer off the top. Alrighty. Anyway, back on track. That's a fine cut of meat now. No visible grains of sinew running through it. We're going to bung that in the freezer. We're just giving it a good little pat dry. This is still pretty frozen, by the way, so if you don't have an incredibly sharp knife, you may have to wait a bit longer. Anywho, this is my katana. If only I was left-handed. What you're looking to do is take off wafer-thin slices, yeah? Wafer-thin. Just like that. Yeah, beautiful. Oh God, this is such a good knife. Okay, that's it. I'm going to have to turn around. That's just my wrong side every way you look at it. But you get the vibe. We're going to wafer slice it all the way through. Alrighty, so when you've got all your wafer thin slices de la beef, it's time to pop them in the bag. Send bloody sensational, people. That looks good. Okay, so give your marinade a stir through. Stirs it like we mean it. We just go a bit gently. George gently. And just squeeze out all the air if you can, so there's good contact between meat and marinade. As it continues to defrost, this will be on the bench top. We'll keep routinely just massaging it like this. Okay? Okay, so when our tofu's out of the freezer and squishable, we just press it down, get any excess moisture out of it. Do-we-do, yeah baby, woo. Okay, so we're just going to pop these little fellas in there, chuck the rest of our marinade in, and we'll make some more for the veggies. Okay? Okay, here's a quick tour of the ingredients for the vegetables. Spanish onion, half a yellow capsicum, half a red capsicum, a couple of scrawny carrots, or one big one, a few sticks of celery, a swede, we'll get back to that, a parsnip, and yeah, I know, weird, right? But asparagus, just because I had some, and button mushrooms, all right? Okay, as you can see, we've just sliced the onions, comme ça, and we just made carrots out of the carrot. The swede, the celery, I've just cut a bit thinner because the flavour is a bit more pronounced. Parsnip, this stuff absorbs flavour like you wouldn't believe, so you wouldn't even know what you're eating. The asparagus, as I said, because I had some that had to get used. The capsicum and the mushrooms, and I leave them whole for a couple of reasons. I like that they sort of steam on the inside and the flavour's better, but also my big son Johnny hates mushrooms, so it makes it particularly easy for him to fish them out. Anyway, let's rock. So when this starts to get pretty hot and it's starting to get its smoke on, we just move fairly quickly. Onions in first. The good part about this is you don't have to do garlic and ginger in too because it's in the marinade. When your onions start to brown up a little bit and get a bit more relaxed about life, I usually go to carrot next because that, in my experience, is the next longest thing in the cooking. Give it a stirs it, and the shrooms. Booyah! Okay, so I've just had that covered up for a little bit. I wanted the veggies to cook through. You don't want them to be soft. You like that crunch when you bite, but you don't want them to be like a mission to chew through. I'm whacking them aside because we have the turbo run through the tofu and then beef. Okay, first cab off the rank is our marinated tofu. Just letting it drain. The good part about using a sieve like this is that all the lumpy bits of ginger, garlic and chili stay stuck to the outside of the tofu, which is a major bonus. Okay, so we're whacking in the tofu. I'm mildly excited already, people, I've got to tell you. And I ain't no vegetarian, but this does look and smell amazing. So when our little tofu is looking a bit charred up both sides, actually it was pretty delicious. I'm going to pop that puppy off. Yeah. Oh. Yay. Okay, this is where it starts to get a bit hectic. Just got to pick them out, slice at a time, and try and lay them down flat without burning the shit out of this guy. And by the time we've laid them all down, it'll be time to turn over the first one. It's really, really quick, obviously, because they're so thin. Yeah. Okay, so I've fried off the tofu and our thin sliced beef. That's all calming down over there. It's time to plate up. Our veggies are looking, and I have to admit there has been a bit of burglaring going on in the kitchen. They're looking and tasting pretty groovy. Oh yeah. So for this one, we're just going to bung on a bit of tofu on top, which I did try actually, tastes nice, but I'm sorry, I'm just a chronic carnivore. But anyway, you can chuck a bit of green on top of that. And that's quite respectable a meal. However, given my personal history with this dish, it wouldn't be complete without a few slabs of very thin sliced teriyaki beef positioned around the top for convenient consumption. So we're going in for the taste test.
Tastes really good, eh?
Tastes so good.
Okay, so I've made a little sourdough and teriyaki beef sambo for Tommy G, who has never tried teriyaki beef. We're going in for the taste test and see what Tommy G reckons. He's going to have a bite, people.
Mmm, this is delicious.
Oh, awesome, Tom. I'm glad you like it.
Thanks.
Yeah. Are you going to say goodbye to our viewers?
Thanks for watching, viewers. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like.
Thanks, Tommy
And leave
G.
a comment below.
Thanks, Tom. You do like it, don't you? Oh, that's good.